let's talk about the newest Giant we have here. And that's Mr. Tyree Phillips, guys. And he's officially signed. We talked about him last week. We said there was interest all around the league. We said we were kind of hoping that the Giants might, bring him back at that point because, to be honest, we're kind of thin at tackle, guys. We are kind of thin at tackle. And when I mean thin, I mean we're like supermodel preparing for the runway kind of thin. Like it's
forgot to eat that cheeseburger for the past week.
Yeah, and this is not a plus size model either. This is the anorexic one of the 90s that barely fits the jeans. That's where we're at there. So
besides 000 that was said that she was fat.
Well, you figure Evan Neal has now been at right tackle last week and looked decent. Like I said, I'm not trying to knock him. He's actually looked decent last week. But every other game he's looked like poop. So we don't know what we're going to get week to week now until he's been a few weeks together of good games there. Chris Hubbard looked bad when he started. Josh Ezeudu looked bad when he started. Jermaine Illuminor is now at left tackle. So let's say, for example, guys, if Evan Neal stinks all of a sudden again, who's starting at tackle? We don't got anybody that you actually want to see out there.
I was going to say.
Now we got somebody. So we signed on, I should say, also to the practice squad, guys. So as of right now, he's not on the active roster. Keep in mind, we can also put a couple active guys a couple guys from the practice squad onto the active roster for a couple weeks before we actually put up the active roster. So we'll see what happens. He's played 22 games overall for the Giants, including 14 starts from 22 and 23 there. So the name sounds familiar, guys. That's why. He did have that little stop there with the Eagles last year. Before we signed him off their practice squad. So, and again, we mentioned last week, he suffered a quad injury week 17 last season, so he hasn't been able to play because he, quite frankly, hasn't been healthy yet. Now he's ready to go. And like I said, I think it's a welcome addition to that offensive line room because here's a guy that, again, he's not going to light the world on fire. I'm not trying to say anything crazy like that. But if I had to pick between him, Josh Ezeudu, and what I've seen of Chris Hubbard this year, yeah, I'm taking Tyree Phillips, guys. And before last week, I would tell you I would take Tyree Phillips over Evan Neal. Now, Evan Neal's had one good game at least, so I'm hoping that's a stretch. That some things turn around.
He has a chance.
And, but we'll see. We'll see. You never know.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.